Greetings, Cornerstone family. I hope this finds you and yours well today. I just wanted to share with you briefly something about where I am and something that I think I'm learning in some new and fresh ways lately. I don't know about you, but I have found it deeply exhausting and frustrating to try to find out who to trust lately. There are so many different competing narratives and explanations and ways of understanding what's happening and what's going to happen in the future, whether it be relating to the virus or the economy or to how to reopen and best ways to do that. Whether it's political authorities or medical authorities, it's hard to know who to trust, isn't it? Because there's so many different voices that are saying so many different things about what's best and what's true. And you probably know what it's like me, to latch on to something or someone or some kind of narrative or explanation, only to have it dismantled or proven wrong either an hour later or a week later. And it's exhausting and it's disheartening when we don't know who to trust. We can experience this kind of mental and emotional whiplash, going back and forth between being certain to being uncertain again, and then back to being certain again, from feeling hopeful to feeling hopeless, and then back to feeling hopeful again, all based on what we're choosing to believe and what we put our trust in. Do you know what that feels like? Well, I've been learning in some new and fresh ways, in the midst of all of this, the simple but profound truth of a proverb that I bet is familiar to you, and it's been familiar to me for a long time. Proverbs 3:5, that says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not in your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight." Isn't it beautiful in the midst of all of this what God is inviting us into here? In a time where it's difficult or impossible to find a straight pathway forward, when it feels like our pathways forward are so crooked and twisted, when it's hard to know who to trust and where to take our hearts, that God is inviting us to trust in him with all of our hearts. The proverb recognizes that it's not a matter of if we're going to take our hearts somewhere, but where we're going to take our hearts. That we have to lean on something outside of ourselves to find hope and joy and rest. And the reminder here is that there actually is one safe place, one truly safe person. There actually is someone who is fully trustworthy, someone who knows the answers, and someone who you can actually lean on, who can untangle our pathway forward and actually make our paths straight. And I'm continuing to learn that this is a minute by minute, hour by hour posture, that trusting in the Lord, it's not just something that you do once in the Christian life, but it's a posture of the heart. And I'm learning to continue to have this dialogue with myself, to always be asking myself the question, Ben, what are you trusting in right now? Ben, what are you leaning into right now to make your path straight? And finally, I'm learning that his faithfulness is never in direct proportion to how much I'm trusting in him at the moment. I'm learning that it really is good news that he is faithful to us. He's always responding to us with faithfulness that is far out of proportion to our faithfulness to him and how much we're trusting in him. And so that's where I am, something that I'm learning, and I just want to encourage us all to continue to press on together, to keep taking our hearts to him and learning what it's like to find that he is our refuge and our strength. As we place our trust in him alone, that he makes our paths straight, because he's actually always making our paths lead to him. And that's good news in the midst of what we're going through and experiencing right now. And so let's continue to learn that together as we take our hearts to Him. So hope to see you soon. Press on. Have a good day.